Hey everybody, Big Anklevich here, podcaster, author, and carnivore. And it's been 3 weeks since I started 75 Hard, still going, and still doing my intermittent fasting and carnivore. We'll talk a little bit more about that later though. But yeah, after 3 weeks, I have managed to do the 45 minutes of exercise, one indoor, one outdoor, every day, drink the water, read the books, all of that stuff. And it's really helped me get into this flow of things. Way back when COVID became a thing, I would slip up in my eating, and I would eat stuff that I shouldn't. And then I would be like, I've got to get back to it. And I would get back to it for a day or two, but then I would slip up and I would then get back to it and slip up, and it just kept happening over and over again. My slip-ups tended to be longer and longer and more indulgent each and every time. But I just couldn't get back to it and stick back to it the way that I had been doing before. And doing this program, this 75 Hard, where it's got some pretty draconian rules to it, really. You know, if you mess up, you start over at day one. And just the threat of that is basically enough to keep me from slipping up. And I'm to the point where, you know, it was my wife's birthday this week, and, you know, there was treats around and just sitting right there, right in front of my face, and I was just, looked at it and was able to completely turn it down. Although it's a little harder. Luckily, I wasn't, hungry or fasting at the time, because I'll have to tell you, the other day I was fasting, and there were cookies at work, and I was laughing about the fact that all of the chocolate chip and the macadamia white chocolate cookies were completely gone, but there was still like 5 or 6 of the oatmeal raisin cookies still around, and I was just joking, thinking that was pretty funny, just how much people hate oatmeal raisin. And I opened the box up to take a picture of it, to just tweet about it or something. And the smell came out, and I was in the middle of a fast. And when I hit that smell, I was like, oh my gosh, I had to close that package and just walk away quick. Because, yeah, I am a sugar addict, and I can't deny that. It's easy to relapse if you're not planning, being careful, and taking care of yourself. But yes, the 75 Hard thing has really made me stick to it. You know, I am not willing to start over again, because that sucked. Anyway, I made it to the end of 3 weeks, and I weighed myself. I'm a day late on this video, so I weighed myself yesterday, and my weight was 274.2, which means that I have lost, I think that's 6.6 pounds this past week. That's pretty good. It's a little bit better than I did the week before, which, if I remember right, the first time around when I did this, I had really similar numbers. It was really high the first week, a little less impressive the second week, then a little more impressive than the second week on the third week. So it's going well. Now, a weird thing is that I think I'm going to change things up. But despite the fact that it's going well, I think I'm going to change things up. I've been listening to a lot of Kelly Hogan recently. I don't know if you listen to her, but I think she's great. She's really got a very fun personality. She's really fun to listen to. She has guests on that talk about all sorts of different things to do with eating carnivore. And one thing that she is very much against, and I don't think she's against it in that you're not allowed to do it, but she's against it in that in her own experience, it didn't work well for her. And that is fasting. She's just not a fan of it. She's very much against being hungry for the sake of being hungry. She feels that your body's telling you to eat when it's rumbling and hungry. And I guess I have to kind of agree with that. I think that it probably is smart to listen to your body. And that's something that I have, I guess, kind of always felt since I've gotten into this stuff in the first place, is that, I don't want drugs. I don't want supplements. I don't want any of this stuff. I think our bodies are a perfect machine. They're made to do what they're supposed to do. And as long as we give that perfect machine its perfect food, then it will function perfectly. If we give the gasoline burning car diesel gas, then it's not going to function perfectly. And that's what we've been doing to ourselves for all these years. Or I don't know, maybe ethanol. I'm not really smart with cars. I don't know what the best comparison is. I'm pretty sure if you give your gasoline car diesel, it'll just immediately die. But I think there are other fuels that a gasoline burning car can have that maybe aren't as good as straight up gas. I don't know. Forget my stupid analogy. Anyways, yeah, we just need to. I feel that I really believe in the stuff that they talk about on zeroing in on health, and just the kind of zero carb philosophy of, give your body the nutrients that it needs. It will repair itself. When it's done repairing itself, it will, lose that weight. The weight will come off. And it may possibly be that I'm stopping my progress by doing this. I may stop losing weight, but weight is not what I'm after. As I've said in pretty much all of these, I'm after health, not weight loss. There's more to health than weight loss. You can be very skinny and very unhealthy. And one of the main things that kind of convinced me were this side-by-side picture that I saw of Kelly Hogan on her show, where she showed what she looked like when she was fasting, and she was all about getting into the size 2 jeans or whatever the hell that she wanted. And the people were telling her, you don't want to do this. There's more to it. You need health, not just size change. And there was the picture of her where she thought she looked great, but she actually looked like a freaking trailer trash woman strung out on meth. And then she had a side-by-side picture of herself at the same weight months later, after she'd been doing carnivore, eating when she was hungry. First she gained weight. She gained like 20 pounds, and then later all that weight came back off, and she was back at 140 pounds like she was in the first picture. But this time she looked great, like super healthy, just so amazing compared to this meth addict that she looked like before. And yeah, that's really the main thing that I want to do. And I believe that that's the way it should be. And I think, fasting is what I came to first before I ever went to carnivore. And so I kind of have a bit of a love for it, or I defend it or something like that. I think that it's not a bad thing. I'll have to say that. It's not causing a huge amount of trouble. I think most of us can deal with a bunch of fasting. But if it's hard on you, then you probably should just not do that. Just eat when you're hungry. And that's what I'm going to try to do from here on out. I've decided when I get hungry and when I feel it rumbling in my stomach, that is when I will eat. I will not eat otherwise. So, Yesterday, I ate my lunch, or it was actually breakfast, because that was my wife's birthday. We went out to breakfast, and I ate 2 hamburger patties, a side of bacon, and 2 eggs for breakfast. And that wasn't quite enough for me. When I got home, I cooked up some bacon, and I ate the bacon, a pound of bacon. And then I sat and waited to get hungry again. I actually brought food with me to work, and I waited and I waited and I waited, and I just never got hungry the whole day. And so I didn't eat anything yesterday. And then this morning when I got up, I waited and I waited, and I did my walk and I did my run, or I didn't do a run, what am I saying? I did my walk and I did my yoga, and I finally went and took a shower. And right as I was about to go to work, I started to feel like I was hungry enough that I could eat. And so I sat down and I ate a bunch of meat, 2 hamburger patties, a bunch of leftover like taco meat that we had, and some ham, just some lunch meat ham. That was just me basically snacking while the other stuff was warming up. And a little tiny bit of eggs that was left over from my son's breakfast, because he didn't eat them like he should have. He just ate his toast. I wish I had more of a counter say, but I'm getting things. We're steadily changing the way we eat at my house. Sooner or later, we'll all be eating well. Anyway. Yeah, I'm switching over to that. I guess we'll see how it goes. I wouldn't be surprised if I don't lose weight this upcoming week, or possibly even gain slightly. I don't know, but I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to trust the process, and I'm going to really try to listen to my body. And when I'm hungry, I eat, and only eat then, and eat until I'm full, and then stop eating then, and don't overeat. I think that's something that I'm really going to have to work on and practice. I am pretty good with that, but I'm not 100%. I think I still overeat a little bit, just because I feel like I need to finish what's on the plate, and I don't want to do that. It's time for me to get beyond that, and when I feel full, I just stop. But yeah, I'm not giving up fasting because I found it too hard, because I didn't like it. I do fine with fasting. I'm not one of those people that's just like, oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, I can't go on. I mean, obviously I'm not one of those people, because I fast for 40 hours without, 3 times a week. And that's another thing too, is that, I've heard that can be dangerous. I don't know if I'm overdoing it. I did hear with alternate day fasting, when you're doing the 5, they suggest doing a 5 days on, 2 days not eating kind of a thing. But I was doing 4 and 3, which is more, and they say don't do that. So am I causing myself troubles? I don't know. Am I fasting too much? I mean, I've heard of people that fast for weeks and weeks and weeks on end, so I didn't think so. But I just want to be optimal. I want to be healthy. So I'm going to give myself the chance to build everything up. And then hopefully that'll then be followed by a flushing of the fat. I'm going to look like freaking Adonis. Oh, so muscled from all the working out and stuff I've been doing. 75 hard. Oh, it's going to be great. Anyways, we'll see how that goes. I'll see you guys again next week, and we'll check it out. Thanks for watching. I'm Big Anklevich on health.